Can a week of reading epic fantasy take over my life? We're about to find out, guys. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video, guys, let me tell you, I have been in a fantasy mood. Whoa. With the fall season, what better time is there than to read some epic fantasy books? Like, look at these bad boys right here. Wow, we've got some great contenders, y'all. Let me tell you, I've been feeling the fantasy mood. I don't know why, just something about the fall, like the crisp air, it calls to me, and I just want to dive into these fantasy worlds. So I thought, what better to do than to start a fantasy reading vlog. So for today's video, we're going to be reading only fantasy books for an entire week. We're going to be seeing how it makes me feel, if I can even move on after being stuck in those worlds. Why is my camera so crooked? Hello? That might be a little better. So I have some different options here that I want to show you guys for like what we could read this week. First of all, we have Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I've had this one on my TBR for the longest time, and I don't know what's been like keeping me from reading it. Like, I feel like this book was kind of popular around a year ago or so, so we could definitely read this one here. Honestly, don't know like a single thing about what this is about, but yeah, I've heard that it's like a little bit of a unique fantasy story. Oh, this one I also left out at the bottom of my bookshelf, but this is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Y'all know I love me some Sarah J. Maas, so I feel like this could be a great contender. Her new book is coming out, the new Ektar book, and in order to understand it, you have to have read the Crescent City series, so might be a good option. We have Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I feel like this is one of those YA fantasy books. Might be kind of like a simple little thing to get through, honestly. Might be a good option, especially because I want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So this is the like prequel series to that. We have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Guys, I have been dying to read this series, although I might end up making this its own reading vlog, like the Empyrean series reading vlog. I've already read, what's it called? Fourth Wing, but I haven't read Iron Flame or Onyx Storm yet, so let me know if you want to see a reading vlog on those, as well as I'll reread Fourth Wing, of course. We've also got The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This has been on my TBR for years, like literally years. I don't know why I haven't picked it up, so more than likely will in today's video, y'all. We've got Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a good one because I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, and I want to read the Poppy Wars series by her, which I also have down there, so I feel like this would be a good one to read before, since this one was published before. I don't know, it just makes more sense in my brain. Also, it's good that it's a standalone in that like I can move on from the world once I'm done, and one thing about this video is it's gonna have my brain all over the place. I'm scared I'm gonna get the different worlds mixed up, so this will be good, just to like one and done it, you know what I mean? So yeah, guys, these are kind of the contenders for this video. We'll see what I'm feeling, honestly, but I do think I already know what I'm gonna read at first, just because I have been so excited for it. I've heard nothing but great things. It's been calling my name, and I'm pretty sure the second book is coming out soon, so this is like the great opportunity to get with it and read it. I think we're gonna be starting out with Quicksilver! Woo! By Callie Hart, and I do think I want to go in blind, so without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Okay, it's the next day. This lighting is like horrendous. I really need to invest in like a freaking ring light already, but you know, here we are, still without one. I've decided which book we're reading first. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? This one is a really popular one. I know y'all are excited. Without further ado, guys, the first book we're gonna be reading. This is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Look at this book in all her perfection. This book is crazy long. It's like almost 600 pages. And guys, let me just tell you, I'm going out of town this weekend, so I feel like this book will be perfect to take with me. Like, it's kind of humongous, but like, give me plenty of reading material if we get bored or whatever, you know? So this is the book. Let's get this reading started. Whoop whoop. Hello guys, it is now Friday. Yesterday it was Thursday. I don't know if we know that or not, but I started Quicksilver last night. I read like literally the tiniest little amount, but I kind of wanted to show like give my daily stats of what I read and stuff, you know, because yesterday was I guess like day 1 of the reading. So let's see, I ended up on the start of chapter 3. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah guys, so far the book has been like pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm on page 28, and guys, let me just tell you kind of my thoughts that I had upon reading it, because I did go and like make like some notes on my phone of everything. Last night I started the reading of this, or I guess yesterday, and let me tell you, I was like immediately immersed from page 1 of this book. I haven't read a fantasy in so long, and like I kind of forgot that there's a little bit of like world building. Not that I forgot, but I just like forgot that like reading a fantasy is kind of a different reading experience than reading a romance. Obviously, like there's a little bit, because I forget that like reading a romance is like really easy, like you just get into it and like the world is the same as our world, so it's like easy. But I don't know how to really explain this exactly, but like for the slightest little second at first whenever I was reading like the very beginning, I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna take a lot of my brain power to like understand the world. But once I got past that like initial little like, oh my gosh, I was so invested in this, like so invested. Like these unique descriptions of like the hot desert and like the way that these people live is like so different than, you know, our lives, and so it's just like so interesting to read about. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just like the plot, like we're already picking up. It's not like there's just nothing going on, like there's already a story, and it's interesting getting to meet the characters. I'm liking it. So let me see here what I wrote. Okay, so the hot desert, I said it's a little more unique than like other fantasies, you know, because the last ones I think I read was Throne of Glass, I think, and that's like, you know, your typical fantasy, but this one's like a little bit more unique, and I liked that so far. Would have gotten that vibe from the cover, but that's how it seems to be so far. I don't know if it's gonna change up, but okay. Random things I thought of while reading. The twins that they mentioned like throughout the book are sons, apparently. Like it took me a while to get that one, and like after I realized I had to go back and like reread some parts, because I was like, who the heck are these twins she keeps mentioning? And it's like the 2 suns in the sky, which makes sense that their world is extra like warm outside because there's 2 suns. That makes sense. They call them the twins apparently. Another thing, oh, I had to Google what a gauntlet was. It's like apparently this like piece of metal that goes on the armor, because that was like a thing during this, and I could not for the life of me figure out what a gauntlet was, but it's like this piece of like metal glove on armor, apparently. Another thing, her brother is currently kind of annoying me a little bit, but maybe he has motives for acting the way he is. I don't know. We'll see. He's kind of like, what do you mean he's 20 years old and he's kind of immature? But like maybe that's just the way she sees him through her lens. Wait, that makes sense. Of course she's gonna see him as immature because we're looking through her brain. He's her little brother. Okay, that makes sense now. I just like thought of that as I was talking. What the heck? I don't know what's going on in the other room. Okay. But yeah, like I said, today is Friday. I don't know that I'm gonna have much time to read today because I'm trying to pack everything. Today's been so busy. Like I said, we're going to town this weekend, but hopefully tomorrow at least, maybe in the car we can do some reading. I don't know. I'll keep y'all updated. Guys, I just finished chapter 3. Also, I'm like halfway through my makeup, so. But, what she just said to Hayden, hello? That poor man. I feel like that's gonna come up later. He's gonna be traumatized for life. Guys, good morning. For you, it's been like no time, but for me, it's been like a few days, you know, since I've updated the video. So we're back. We officially got back from the trip last night. It is the next morning after, but y'all, we were so tired last night. We literally just like boom, went straight to bed. I was like exhausted after that trip. Basically, it was like a trip to find our apartments, which we went out of state because that's where we're moving. That's a whole nother story, you know what I mean? But while we were on the trip, I actually got through a pretty good little chunk of Quicksilver. I did like a little bit, well, I read a lot in the car on the way there and back, and then a little bit like in the house that we were staying in, but I didn't really show it. But we're now to chapter 10, page 133, and guys, let me just say I am loving this book. So much has changed since like my last update of the story. Like the world building has just taken up such a notch. Like, oh my gosh, it is so good. The world building is just so much more crazy than I first thought it was gonna be. You know, at first we were kind of like in the desert and we were just like getting to experience like the humans and like the way their world is set up in the story of like the humans and the desert and everything like that. And then as soon as I like kind of got comfortable with that, it was like we were transported to this complete other place where the Fae live, and I'm just like, huh. I don't want to like get into detail about like how exactly that happened because I feel like you just have to read it to experience it, but oh my gosh. And honestly, I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but like I appreciate that the world building in this book isn't just like thrown at you all at once. Like I was saying, you know, at first you're introduced to the human world, you're kind of understanding it, and then as soon as you get to a point where you understand it, then you're introduced to something else, and it's not just like really overwhelming thrown at you all at once, if that makes sense. I really appreciated that a lot about this story. For a little bit of the story, I was kind of confused, like after she was transported to the Fae realm or whatever it is. It was just like all the other characters knew what was going on, and then we kind of were left out of the loop because we're in the mind of is it Cyrus? Let me actually look at the pronunciation, that might be helpful. We did get that in the beginning. I think it's Ceres. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm bad at names in fantasy books, as we know. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're kind of like left out of the loop for a little bit just because like we're in her mind. She's experiencing this new place and we're just like kind of like, what is going on? But I don't know. I'm still very, very interested. The puzzle pieces are falling into place and it's so good. It's just like a unique story, a unique fantasy compared to what I've normally read, and so I am here for it, guys. I'm gonna keep you updated as I continue on, but yeah, as of now, we're kind of, I don't know, I want to say this is like a fifth of the way through. I feel like we're doing pretty good. But also, like the first big scene, like at the end of the first part, as she's kind of transferring to the different world, was that not the craziest thing ever? Oh my gosh, like the descriptions, oh! I was like, what? I've never heard like a fantasy book starting out that just intense, and so it was just like, I was immediately gripped. I was so invested in the story from the very beginning. I am eating it up. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now. I do have to work today. It's 11 o'clock. I have to be there at 1, so we're probably gonna try to do a little bit of reading, and then maybe I'll eat lunch before I go to work. That way I can read on my break. Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's get to reading. Excuse my little steering wheel. I don't know how to like put the camera. Hello, like is there a better angle? I also should have brought my camera instead of my phone because then I can turn my car on. It's hot. Anyway, I am at work, but I want to do a little bit of reading on my break. I'm currently at chapter 15. Y'all can see that little progress there. We're making our way through, y'all. Oh my gosh. I am literally eating up the story so much. Like her banter with the kingfisher. Okay, but first of all, why is that his name? Like, hello? Why is that his name? She could have given him any other name. And like his nickname is Fisher, but still, like, really? Dude, I'm about to burn up. I need to turn my car on. I think I'm just gonna have to give a better update when I get home. This is awful. But yeah, their banter, I was like, ah! Like, hello? This man is crazy. Like, he can read her like a book. It's too good, y'all. It's too good. And like, he's already acts of service. Like, we love him. But yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, I gotta turn my car on. Good morning, everybody. Today is, what's today? Wednesday? Pretty crazy. The week is kind of like flying by, but honestly, I've got pretty good amount of Quicksilver read. I'm literally, what chapter am I on? Hold on. I've been reading this like every day and night. Like, I'm literally on chapter 19, page 273. That's pretty crazy. Almost halfway through the book, I would say at this point. Last thing y'all saw, I'm pretty sure, was me reading the book on my break at work, which I read like a little bit. I only got like a 30-minute break, so did that and then had to go in for the rest of the night, finish my shift, and then last night I actually read a ton of this before I went to bed, so we're getting like a lot done. I've also been listening to the audiobook a little bit on Spotify as I'm like reading it to kind of make it more immersive, just because like I still have some Spotify hours, and I was also listening to it while I was doing my makeup, which helped, you know what I mean? So we're just kind of getting through it really quick. Let me tell y'all, I love this book so much. Like, there's a reason I'm reading it so fast. It's amazing. I feel like I never really explained the premise of what the book is actually about, so I think I'm gonna go through and kind of like explain to you guys in case you're just confused at what this book even is. How do I even explain? Basically, this girl, her name is Cyrus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Could be wrong. She is born into this world. What is it called? Hold on. She is born in Zilvaran, which is basically like this desert, extremely hot world. Basically, Zilvaran is divided up by class. She's in the third kind of like class, I guess, and so basically they're only allowed so much water, they're treated horribly, they're just all poor and have no hope, basically. And so her whole mission is to like get out of the third, get out of Zilvaran, because she's so unhappy there. She feels that she can't keep her brother safe, and she just feels so unhappy. So that's kind of going on in the background. She ends up going to like the square of the Zilvaran where like the royal guard and everybody hangs out, like the rich people that are like royal when they actually have money. And she ends up stealing a gauntlet off of one of the guards, which is like basically this golden glove. And with this golden glove, she's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the money that is gonna allow me and my brother to get out of this town. Like, we're gonna have a good life if I can sell this glove, or else like melt it down and get the money from it. So basically, she ends up getting caught, and we go from there. I don't want to explain how, but basically she ends up going through this portal into another world, which is called Evalia. Hold on, brother. I don't know how to say any of these words. Evalia. I think it's like Yvelia, but it's pronounced like Evalia. And this is where Kingfisher lives. And ultimately, she's transported there by this Quicksilver, which is like this pool of metal. And basically, she's an alchemist. I feel like I'm explaining this so horribly. I'm bad at explaining things, but basically, a big part of this story is the Quicksilver, hence the name of the book. Basically, it allows them to transform from one realm to another, hence Zilvaran and Evalia. And our main character is Cyrus. She is apparently an alchemist, which she's able to manipulate the Quicksilver and allow the people to travel from realm to realm. So whenever Kingfisher discovers this, he's like, oh my gosh, you're the key I've been looking for, and he is going to use her for his own reasons, which you'll learn as you read the book. But yeah, it's crazy because the more and more I like read into the theories and stuff, like I was watching some other people's reading vlogs, like spoiler free obviously, and I was watching like the beginning part, like the part that I have already read, you know, just to see what other people were thinking about it. And I found out this theory that people have. It's that the Quicksilver represents Mercury, and like Kingfisher, as you know in the story, he has like this poisoning from the Quicksilver, which apparently correlates to like mercury poisoning that we deal with. Like, hello? That's so creative. I would have never understood that if I didn't see that comment, so maybe I would have. I don't know. But guys, let me tell you, I'm still continuing to eat this book up. Like, literally, it's all I want to do. Like, I don't want to do anything else besides read this story. It's amazing. Like, it's one of those books where the ends of the chapters just make you want to like keep reading. Like, you get to the end of one chapter and like all of a sudden there's something going on that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to keep reading to figure out what this is. It's just written so well in that regard. And let me say, this little Onyx, if you know, you know, he is so cute. I love it whenever there's like a little pets in the books. Like, they're so cute. At first I was kind of like, I don't like Kingfisher. Like, why is he being rude to her? But of course, there's another side of him that we're uncovering, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna continue to read on, and we're gonna see where this goes. Their banter is crazy. I didn't honestly know that this was like a romantasy. I thought that it was more of a fantasy just going in, but I love romantasy, so I am here for that. But anyway, we're gonna continue on the reading today, and yeah, I'll keep y'all updated as we keep going. Guys, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Hold on, is my camera wiggling? Wait, this is crazy. I've been reading, I'm at page 316. the like little scene just went down. This is crazy. The slow burn that this is. Fisher goes, I can't trust anything, he whispered breathlessly, and that was when he let me go. When I needed him not to, right when I needed him to stay and explain what the last 120 seconds meant. He gathered up his cloak, swung it around his shoulders, and headed out into the waning light. How is he gonna leave her after that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, if you read this book, you know, you know. Oh, the slow burn is burning. This is crazy. I don't even know. We're like a little over half. I'm gonna keep reading. Guys, I've been downstairs reading for like the longest time, and I'm kind of like, my eyes are starting to cross a little bit, like listening to the audiobook and like reading the words on the page at the same time, because look at how much I've gotten through. Like, I've read this much. This is how much I've got left. I'm trying to get through it pretty fast because I want to give you guys a good video for the week. It's already Wednesday. Oh my gosh, and I want to read more than one book in this video, but I do think that at this point I want to kind of like do something else while I'm listening to the audiobook. So I thought a great idea would be to do some coloring. So I have this little coloring book, like the little corner one. I'm sure you guys have seen this, like people, I guess it's like a trend to do some coloring. I only did one page like to start. It's low-key kind of ugly, but it was like my test page, and I think I'm gonna just do some little doodles while I'm listening to the audiobook, because I also got these like markers that go with it. Let me open it up and show you guys. They're like all the hoo-hoo markers. Yeah, I figured it could be fun to do like a time lapse of this while I'm reading the book. Thoughts right now, I'm literally loving the world building. It's gotten even more crazy than I thought it would. Kingfisher has so much more to his personality than we originally thought. Things are going crazy. We're getting like more detail on the war. Yeah, I'm loving all the characters. It's just so good. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like spoil anything at all. Like, I don't want to give even any remote hints, but we're gonna continue listening. I'm in the middle of, what chapter is this? Chapter 25. So we're getting through it. Let's get to coloring and reading. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I've been reading this book, I kid you not, all day long. It's crazy at this point. Let me read what just happened. So her and Kingfisher are like having a moment, and he goes, listen to this. He thought for a moment, appearing to decide whether he'd answer the question. Then he said, I was wrong, you know. You are a good thief? Stop. And then she says, what have I stolen? And then he just smiled, a small sad smile, slowly shaking his head. Y'all, if you read, you know what she stole. His heart. It seems like this, you know, they just get me every time. Yeah, I just had to say that. Also, the world building is going crazy. It's quite literally going down right now. Every time like we turn around, something new is happening. Like, this is the quickest paced long book ever, in my opinion. I'm here for it. I'm currently on page 450. Who knows how much I'm gonna read tonight, but I am loving it. Anyway, just had to say that. Guys, I can't. His nickname for her, Little Osha. At first I was like, what the heck is that? But now I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, guys. So last night I got to, I don't even know where I'm at. I got to chapter 38, which is like so close to the end. And then I ran out of Spotify listening hours, so I went to bed. And guys, I just read this, like, the note that Kingfisher left her. Stop. Oh my gosh, like, tell me why it was about to make me cry. Like, why is it always, ugh. Oh my gosh, I don't even know, like the mess that we're in right now, I don't even know how we're gonna get out of it. I have like a theory of what's gonna happen in the end, in like the very end, but we're gonna see. I don't know. I really don't know how they're gonna get out of this situation. Let me just say, I am loving this book. Really, I'm excited to read the second one. I'm gonna finish it today. Oh my gosh, it's just like crazy. We're like at the point where like everything is going wrong and I'm like, how are we gonna get out of this? Ugh, both main characters, Kingfisher and Cyrus, they're both just like the most selfless people ever, and I am so here for it. I'm gonna continue, probably gonna try to finish this morning. I want to listen to it, but I can't because I'm out of Spotify hours. I don't know how else I could listen to it. That's okay. Anyway, we're gonna get back into it. I'll keep you updated. Guys, I am in such shock right now. I finished Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. Yeah. What was that ending? That was like the most, dude, this was amazing. Oh my gosh, literally 5 stars. 5 stars for Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. Wow, it has been so long since I have been just like enraptured in a story like this. It is crazy. That ending, guys. That ending was like way crazier than I would have ever expected anything to be. Hello, this was so freaking good. Just their love for each other, their undying love, the fact that they were both just so selfless. Oh my gosh, that ending was crazy, guys. I can't even really say, but wow. Wow, I just can't. There's like a few things that I'm kind of like, that doesn't really make perfect sense, but I'm just gonna go with it in the name of the book. Like, what's his name? The part about, not Cassian, what's his name? Carry-On. The part about him, like, I'm a little bit confused, and then like there's other few little things I'm confused about, but guys, this left on like the biggest cliffhanger ever. Hello. But at least in the end of the book, it says, stay tuned for more coming fall 2025. But guess what? It's fall 2025, baby. Should be coming out soon. Oh my gosh, this book was crazy. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you're looking for just another series to like have you enthralled in it, like when I tell you, I read this in the span of like 3 days, could not put it down. It's like 600 pages, like a little over 600 pages, and it's one of those tall books too, like it's one of those big boys. The world building, it was so good. Like her imagination, Kelly Hart's imagination, I could never write a fantasy book. I could not. If you're looking for another fantasy world, especially after like Throne of Glass, I don't know, this, like in my opinion, Throne of Glass is like always a 6-star series, like nothing compares. Everything makes sense in it. There's no strings left untied. This one is a little bit like okay at some parts, but nevertheless, still 5-star vibes all around. I loved it. And now guys, I fear it's time to pick the next book in this video, the one that we're gonna be reading after this one. We're gonna put it in its home over here. Since it's tall, I want to put it by Fourth Wing and Iron Flame down there. I don't even know if you can see it. It's over there. But guys, I think I've already kind of been thinking about what I want to read, and let me just grab it. It's way down low. The next book we're gonna be reading in today's video is none other than The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Guys, if y'all know me, y'all know I've had this on my TBR forever. You've said that in the beginning of this video, and I'm here for it. I really don't know anything about it. We're just gonna start the reading, see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's get right on into it. Okay, I am on to chapter 5 of The Cruel Prince. So far, my feelings are kind of like about it. It's honestly, I don't know if it's gonna live up to Quicksilver, if we're being honest. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is a YA series, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm definitely kind of getting those vibes just from reading the first few chapters. As y'all can tell, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Chapter 5, not too far at all, but I want to give kind of like a little summary of what's happened so far in the book. Basically, Jude is our main character. She is a human, and she was basically stolen by this man from her parents' house. Like the beginning of the book, we started out in the human world where Jude and then her 2 sisters lived with their parents in the human world, and then all of a sudden this man came and took them from their house, killed her parents, and took them to the land of fairy, which is where they live now. Apparently one of the 3 siblings, she is actually the daughter of the man that took them. He's a fae, I guess, and so I don't know why he felt the need to steal them out of their home, but here we are. They've grown up in the Fae land, or I guess Fairy is what it's called. We're getting kind of the world building right now. It's very much giving like magical. It's giving me Tinkerbell vibes as far as like the setting goes. They seem like they're little garden fairies. They live in this garden type scene. There's little gnomes, I guess, and ogres, and it's just very magical and like dainty in a way compared to Quicksilver, which is a little bit more intense. Yeah, they're just kind of going through like the little struggles that high schoolers go through. Like there's bullies at the school. This main guy, what's his name? Prince Carden. He is like a bully to them, and then he has this group of friends that are bullying them as well, just because like they're humans, I guess, living in the land. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Seems a little bit elementary for my reading style, but honestly, I'm not gonna knock it till I try it. I'm gonna give it its full little go through. We're just gonna see how I feel. It's 5:42 p.m. so I think I'm just gonna try to like sit here, read a lot more of this, and we'll see where we go from there. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Give it a thumbs up if you are. Don't forget to subscribe to see more fun videos like this one, and let's get right on into the reading one more time. Let's go. Gosh, guys, I'm in chapter 7. Carden and his friends. Oh, I'm actually getting so mad at this, like reading it. Like I don't even want to read this. Like the bullying, I just am like, bro, like what? Like why can they not just stand up for themselves? Like it's just making me so mad that Jude and Taryn like aren't even trying to stand up for themselves. Like they're just giving in to this nonsense. I'm not liking it. Alright guys, so it is the next morning. Last night I read a pretty good little chunk of this book. I don't know what percent I am through. Probably about 30 or so. I'm on to chapter 12, just now beginning chapter 12. And y'all, there's been, you know, I don't know if this book is necessarily my cup of tea so far as we're reading it. I'm just kind of over the bullying. It's like a little bit too much. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just not the like epic fantasy I was wanting. It's more just like magical little garden fairy type vibes. I don't know if that makes sense, but where it's like the cattails and the lily pads, and I don't know. The human world too in this book is actually a little bit different as well. It's like a normal human world. Like there's malls and they go to normal high school and wear normal clothes, and I don't know. It just seems a little bit more basic than Quicksilver in my opinion, but I mean we're not comparing it to Quicksilver, we're comparing it to itself. So yeah, I don't know. Still feeling a little bit elementary about it. Jude is having a little bit of some character development, which I'm happy for her about, but we'll see as we continue to read on how it goes. Carden is driving me crazy. I don't know if there's gonna be like a love interest in this book. I'm pretty sure there's like a very vague one. Nothing so far is giving me love interest vibes, especially not Carden. If it's him, also if it's his other older brother, isn't he like old? What the heck is his name? Oh, Prince Dane. Yeah, no, he seems like an old man, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the love interest isn't the main point of this book. We're gonna see where it goes. So far it's giving me like, I don't know, 3-star vibes, if even, honestly, but like I said, we're still kind of like in the beginnings of the story, so we're gonna see where it goes. I honestly don't know how they're just like putting up with being in this situation that the man in the beginning just like dragged them into. Like how are they not, if they have access to the human world, how are they not trying to go back after like he literally murdered their parents? I don't understand how they could be okay with him after that, but you know, we're just going with it, seeing what's going on. The only sister that's not is Vivian, I think, or actually I don't know her name. Vivian, yeah, Vivian, who is his actual daughter, the man's actual daughter. The other two are not, as we know. She's the only one that's like, okay, I don't like him, I want to go back to the human world, whatever. So I don't really get that, but we'll see. We're going through like a little bit of a tournament right now, or actually we just went through it and we got a little bit of information on where it's gonna go possibly, but I'm just waiting on something to happen. Something hasn't really happened yet, and so that's why I'm at where I'm at. But like I said, we're only about a third of the way through, so we're gonna keep our mind open. But guys, I think we're gonna get to a stopping point with today's video just because it is kind of long already and I've been going on and on and on. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's reading vlog. Obviously I'm gonna finish this book, so stay tuned for my monthly wrap up that'll be coming soon to see my final thoughts on it, where it went from here, if I liked it or if I hated it. You'll just have to stay tuned. Comment down below if you guys have read either one of these books, if y'all enjoyed them. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts. Thanks guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.